call. You're the driver.
Yeah, but you're the rescuer.
I'm just going to throw you a rope from here.
I'm dying. I'm running out of power.
You getting water? Taking on water in your motor?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Mark is stuck. And now I am stuck. I got stuck. Then Dad came to rescue. You're so deep. So deep. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the ranch. I'm Dr. Lee, and it is, again, as you can see, another beautiful day in South Texas. It was cold here last week. Today it's 86 degrees out here and humid and muggy as it can be. Texas weather, if you don't like it, wait 24 hours, it will change. Anyway, guys, we've had some nice rains. We're supposed to get more soon. And the grasses are green, the bluebonnets are popping up everywhere, and the little animals are all just doing great. So I hope the weather's good where you are, and I also hope you are tolerating this crazy quarantine stuff as well as you possibly can. I know it's frustrating just isolating yourself to your own home and nothing else, but one of those things we have to do for the better good of all and the better good of ourselves. So we will continue. We will persevere. We will get through this. So you guys be strong and hang in there. It's weird watching TV these days. All the stars like Jimmy Fallon, you know, doing his show from home, and all the news anchors doing their bit from home and all. It's so weird. It's so surreal. The world doesn't seem right. But like I said, we will continue and we will get through it. I found myself shifting gears here. I found myself watching a whole lot more YouTube than what I deem healthy, so I pushed myself away from the computer yesterday, went outside, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go cut that tree limb up. We had a big limb that fell off of a tree months ago. You probably saw the video of it on one of Matt's channels. Mark had the tractor hooked up to this limb, and he was fighting it, trying to pull it away. And the harder he pulled with the tractor, the more the thing dug into the ground, and I thought he was going to turn the tractor over or burn the clutch out, one of the two. But anyway, in very short order, Mark gave up and he left, and that's very un-Mark-like. Mark would never let a mechanical job like moving a tree beat him. So I looked at Matt and I said, "Where'd Mark go?" And Matt said, "I don't know, Dad." And about that time my phone rang, and it was Mark. And he had taken the tractor back to the barn, and he goes, "Dad," and I said, "What?" And he goes, "Where is the bobcat?" And I said, "Well, Mark, there's this guy," and I looked at Matt and I said, "There's this guy that has this YouTube channel and an abandoned mansion, and I think he stole that bobcat. It's gone. I don't know where it is." And so Matt kind of laughed, and Mark just gave up. He said, "That's it." So anyway, that tree has been laying out there, for that big huge limb, been laying out there for months and months and months, and I thought I'm going to cut that sucker up. So that's what I did yesterday morning. I got out there, I threw a couple of saws in the bed of Luther and the bar oil and some fuel, and got me a big old glass of iced tea and some goodies from Jackie, and I headed out and went out there and had a quality morning behind those chainsaws. And by the way, these are still chainsaws. I went through 2 or 3 of the green ones and 2 or 3 of the yellow ones before I found this particular brand. I'm not being sponsored, I'm just being truthful and nice, trying to help you out so you don't waste your money. But these are the best chainsaws ever. I've got 3 of them. The youngest one is probably 10, 15 years old. The oldest one's probably 25 years old. And they just keep going and going and going. But anyway, I worked out here, got that limb all taken care of. That's all there is to it. Piece of cake, right? And these jobs would not be nearly as tolerable if it wasn't for the little indulgences we afford ourselves, such as Jackie's banana nut bread. This was one of Mark's favorite recipes, and it is definitely one of mine too. So when I run out of banana bread out here on these jobs, the job's finished. It's time to go home. Good and good for you. So we got the limb all taken care of. My wife had previously called one of the places around here that has a septic system business where they come out and they drain your septic tanks, which you're supposed to do about every 5 years. So we had the guy come out here. He got out here early afternoon, and he said it was going to cost $500 to drain this septic tank. And I said, okay. And he said it should take me about an hour. And he said, if it goes beyond an hour, he said, there's additional fee. And I said, how much is that? And he said, it's $500. And I said, so regardless of how much of that next hour we eat up, it's another $500? And he goes, yep. So I was watching this guy while he was working, and honestly, he was a real nice man, and he did a really nice job. But and every now and then he would check with me. He'd say, how am I doing on time? And I'd say, well, you got 15 minutes left or something like that. And I told him he got the tanks all drained out, and he was just about to start finishing up his job. And I said, you know what? I said, you've got about 3 minutes left. And I said, I really like you. You're a nice guy and all that, and you've done a great job. I said, but in 3 minutes, you're fired. So anyway, he put the lids back on, and he threw just a little bit of dirt on them. And my time was up. And he looked at me and he goes, well, do you have a bobcat or something? And I said, well, you know, there's this guy that has this YouTube channel, an abandoned man. No, anyway, no, I don't have the bobcat. You guys know where it is. But what I do have, about 5 years ago, probably, Uncle Floyd gave me this little tractor, and I thought, how will I ever use that little thing out here on the ranch? But honestly, it has come in so handy. It's basically just made for like yards and golf courses. It's got real nice tires that don't tear up the turf, and it's small, and it will get in between trees and things like that. So I used Uncle Floyd's little tractor and covered up all the holes in the ground in a short amount of time.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around.
You know, looking back on this video, seeing me doing that, if you'll time it, you'll be able to see from start to finish of me on this little bitty tractor, it took me 45 seconds to fill that up. And in that 45 seconds, I made $500. So, you know, if you look at the rate, if you do the math and figure out the rate, that's $40,000 an hour. So I figured next time I apply for a job and you put down there, you know, your desired salary, I'll just put down there that my last job paid me $40,000 an hour. That's fair, right? It's the truth. But getting my saws all loaded up and getting old Luther back to the barn, and I noticed when I got him out of the barn, he was pretty darn dusty. He was really filthy after being out there with me running those chainsaws. I thought, it's time to give old Luther a bath. So I broke out the bucket and the soap and the hose and got that boy all cleaned up. After I finished with his little bath, we went out and worked some fence, and he just looked so pretty out there. I had to do some glamour shots with him. So here's a couple of pictures that I took of old Luther out there in the pasture. What a good looking truck, right? And you know, folks, trying to stay busy. amid this quarantine and trying to be a good husband, I just thought, hey, I'll wash my wife's car too. So I backed Pat's Yukon out and I got busy scrubbing it up, getting it all cleaned up. And I'd been to the mailbox earlier that day and I'd put the mail in the back floorboard. So when I opened the back door, yeah, that happened. Magazine hit the ground, wet, muddy ground. Another magazine, I didn't realize it, but it was laying on the wet, muddy running board. And so I threw him back in, and you know, no good deed goes unpunished. Later that night, from another room in the house, I hear, honey, do you know how my country living magazine and my modern farmhouse magazine got so wet and muddy? I said, no, dear, that mailman must have been just a little bit clumsy today, I guess. That's all I could figure. Anyway, don't tell Pat. Thank you. After I got through with the car washes and the septic tank and cutting the tree, I took a ride out and collected all the SD cards. I've got 9 game cameras on the ranch, and I took a 4-wheeler out and collected all those cards. And I got down by the creek to a place we call the crossing, and it's where deer and hogs and all kinds of animals cross the creek because the water's shallow, but it's always running right through there. And there's an area nearby where the water's just kind of washed everything away. There's not much grows on that area. Here's a picture of it right here. And I pulled up and I stopped my 4-wheeler, and I was just about to get off the 4-wheeler, and I looked down, and in the middle of this little wasteland, and again, this was Mark's favorite place on the ranch, there was this one beautiful little flower growing, and I just instantly looked down there and I said, well, hello, Mark. And I said that before I even thought about it. It was kind of weird. And had a few other moments like that. The tribute video that I made for Mark, right back down here, about 100 yards down that lane. During that video, I said something like, and Mark will be looking down on this ranch, I'm sure. And my viewers, you guys said, Lee, did you see what happened behind you when you said that? And the sun broke through the clouds and through the trees, and it just illuminated the area right behind me right after I said that. So that was freaky. And my wife and I were watching the show last night, and I was switching channels, and I stopped on one to watch the show. And my wife said, did you see that? And I said, see what? And she said, run that back. So I hit the controller to run it back, and it was just a black screen, and it said, May 24th, 1988. That's Mark's birthday. And, you know, on that tribute video I made, you know, it had thousands and thousands of comments. I cannot tell you, I wish I'd counted them. I cannot tell you how many people commented on there that they too, excuse me, it kind of bothers me I have to talk about this. They commented about how they too had lost a child. And guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. But a lot of them said, be looking for little signs. You will see them everywhere. So had the little flower, had the sun come down on me when I was talking about Mark looking down from heaven, and had a bug in my eye just now. And then the other instance with his birthday showing up. So anyway, a lot of people may say, well, you're just stressed out and you're grieving hard. And that's true. We are. We're stressed a lot and we're grieving hard. But honestly, I don't think so. I honestly think I've got a new guardian angel with just a little bit of wild streak in him. And I don't really know where to go after that. But anyway, guys, once again, I really appreciate you tuning in here. And like always appreciate your comments. And I've got one here that I would like to read for you right now, because we have so many people that are just really unsure about their futures right now. We have so many people that are worried. A lot of people that have lost loved ones for not only just the regular reasons, but there's thousands of people in hospitals with coronavirus right now, and about 5% of them will die. So that's just a horrible, scary thought. But anyway, I did want to read this to you. This is one from one of our subscribers. Her name is Kim Nix. And she wrote, Dr. Lee, I think of Mark in heaven, Jackie and the babies, and you all, of course, every day. I miss Mark on his channel. Their journey prepared me for ours. My husband was diagnosed with aggressive stomach cancer this past week, and the financial burden will be just as huge as the fight. I hope you are finding comfort in knowing that Mark is healed and in heaven. Actually, I know you are. So Kim, God bless you, honey. You are in for a battle, sweetie, and it means so much to have your friends close by you. So I would urge you to pray a lot and to keep a good attitude, keep your friends around you, and let them help you as you go through these battles. There's nothing more heart-wrenching than getting a diagnosis like what you got and what we got. And granted, ours didn't turn out like we wanted it to, but we'll sure be praying for you in hopes that you will. This particular channel has got the most wonderful subscribers, the most loving bunch of people I have ever seen in my life. I am honored to be part of this channel because you guys are just the best. And I know you'll take care of Kim, and I know you'll read through the comments and take care of all the other people that list their problems on there, and I invite all of you to. That's one thing we can do for each other. What else do we have to do now anyway? But anyway, that was a tough one to read. I was reading that and just had to stop and cry a little bit and say a prayer and go on. And that's what we all need to do. Our brothers and sisters are hurting, and it's our job to help them out. So folks, be strong, keep your resolve, and share your kindness. Love and kindness are never wasted. They always do good. They bless the person who receives them, and they also bless the person who gives them. You be the giver. So let's do just that, folks. Let's share our kindness. Let's help our brothers and sisters as we all tackle this, what seems every now and then to be an insurmountable problem. But we will get through it, and we will be okay. But everyone needs to do their part. Guys, that's about it from out here on the ranch. A little bit of fun and some tough life lessons these days. These are weird times, and it's real easy to lose your faith. It's real easy to lose your drive. It's real easy to lose your care and concern. But please, share your kindness, make an effort to, and you'll find those other three things come back to you when you do. God bless you all. Always remember I love you, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time. Bye-bye now. So what you doing there, Al?
Neutering a dog, Dad.
All right. Who's going to learn you?
That's a mistake.